Hi betting experts, on Saturday the 2nd of April, 8 races live on ITV on Saturday. Really good jumps action at Newbury and at Ayr, where the Scottish Grand National is the highlight. We start off with our betting expert Nap in the 225. This is the Scottish Champion Hurdle, a limited handicap, a grade 2 over 2 miles, and I'm going to stick with last year's winners, Milkwood. Now Neil Mulholland's team are coming back into good form. He's had a couple of winners this week, and Milkwood was a very impressive winner of this last year, travelling strongly, quickening clear after last. He's a very smooth goer. They'll go a right good gallop again this year, which should set things up nicely for his late bid. And he's been trained all season with this race in mind. He's around about 9 to 2, 5 to 1. I think that's a very fair price on a competitive day of racing. Our betting expert value angle selection runs in the 335 at Ayr. This is the Coral Scottish Grand National, a grade 3 handicap over 4 miles for 5-year-olds and upwards. And I've long thought that Ashdown Lad is exactly the sort of horse that Dan Skelton targets so effectively for a marathon and valuable prize like this. He's only run 4 times over fences. He's been running well in defeat. He's been saved for this race. He wants decentest ground. I think it's going to be sort of good to softish by Saturday at Ayr. It should be ideal for him. I don't think they're worried about him staying 4 miles at all. All he does is gallop. He's likely to get a pretty positive ride, I'd have thought, from Harry Skelton, which is what you want at Ayr. You don't want to be getting too far back. It's a difficult track to make up ground from. They're going to go a proper gallop. It's a really open race, but I think he's around 14 to 1, and I think he can improve past some of these more exposed staying handicappers in the north. The other 6 races on ITV, we'll do them in time order. It starts off with the 115 at Ayr, a handicap chase over 2 miles. Well, Sebastopol had lots of letters in his form until finally getting his act together last time out at Kempton, jumping well and cruising clear on the bridle. The key with him is decent spring ground. He jumps perfectly well off it. He's just one of these horses who tends to make one howler, and it was on more than one occasion he was an unlucky loser, but as I say, he has gone up in the weights for that impressive win, but I think he's the sort of horse to catch at this time of year. Over to Newbury for their 135, a really competitive handicap hurdle over 2 mile 3. Mott a Mott hasn't really gone on from his winning seasonal reappearance, but he's leniently treated as a result of that, and I think this long galloping track and a proper gallop will really suit him. He's quite a big price this morning in a hot race, and I think he should go really close. Back to Ayr, the champion novice chase over 3 miles. I think the one who's the value here is Doyen Breed. Now, I thought he got a bit of a negative ride when finishing second last time out at Ascot. Beaten a long way there, but he was poorly positioned initially, made a couple of mistakes at the wrong time, never really got into it. I think this 3 mile trip going left-handed will suit him. He remains open to improvement, and Sandy Thompson's had an absolutely fantastic season. Got some cracking young horses. I think he's a double-figure price. He should outrun that. I think he'll go close. The 210 at Newbury, well, all the old rogues tying up here for the veterans handicap chase over nearly 3 miles. Charlie Longston usually hits form at this time of year, and recent weeks have seen him have a few winners. Glenn Forcer is not the most predictable, but when he gets in a rhythm on the lead, he's quite hard to catch, and decent ground at Newbury would be his optimum conditions. He should make a bold bid. Staying at Newbury for the 245, a really competitive mare's hurdle this. I thought Speech Bubble under Gavin Sheehan was probably the one to side with. A likeable novice, progressing rapidly. He should go really close here. It's going to be luck in running sort of race, but Noel Williams does very well with his small team of horses, and Speech Bubble impressed me last time out. Back to Ayr for the 3 o'clock champion novices chase, a grade 2 over 2 mile 4. We wouldn't normally think Jacamar was capable at this kind of level, but this small field handicap should suit him ideally. Milton Harris has got his team in great form. I think under Mitchell Bastian he can swoop late and pick these off. Best of luck with all 8 ITV races on Saturday, betting experts.